Hey there people, what's going on? Ryan Wyatt for High Point Music, and today we're going to examine the aftermath of what you get when you get Pharrell Williams, Nile Rodgers and Daft Punk all in the same room. We're going to break down a few different ways in which you can approach on your guitar Get Lucky. Okay, first one we're going to break down, have a look at people's how you can use the chords in more of a solo guitar approach. So it's the first one we're going to have a look at today, and with the second one we're going to have a look at getting our right hand moving much in the style of the tune. So that'll be So with that one there, looking at how to slow down and start laying that technique of getting that constant 16th note moving with your right hand. But you all know how we do it from now. We're going to drop this intro and then we'll start breaking down those parts. Alright people, so before we get into any of that stuff we looked at in the intro, let's go through these chord shapes we're going to be using today. So the first one we're going to be using is B minor in a bar chord formation. So we've got our first finger making a bar right across the 7th fret like that, followed by our third finger in on the 9th fret on the F sharp there, and then our 4th finger coming in on the B up the octave on the D string below it on the 9th fret. And with this one, getting all the way through there. Second voicing we're going to use is a major shape of D major here with our first finger on the 5th fret, and then our third finger making a mini bar across the D, the G and the B strings all on the 7th fret. With this one people, we want to be targeting those middle 4 strings, and if you've got your fingers sitting just right, you'll have them muting off those bottom E strings. And quick little tip, if you want to cut out the E string on top, you can just push that first finger up a little bit higher. Just like that. Alright, jumping on to the next one people. We've got our F sharp minor bar chord we're going to be using here on the 9th fret. So first finger making a bar right across the bottom 5 strings, just like that. Second finger coming in people on the 10th fret on the A, like that. Fourth finger coming in on the 11th fret on the G string, and then our third finger coming in on the 11th fret on the D string, so like that. Alright, and our fourth and final voicing we're going to be using here today is a E major version of the D, which is there. We've just got it positioned on the 7th fret to move it into the key of E. Alright, cool. So let's start breaking down that first approach we're going to take with this tune. So from a harmonic standpoint, it's pretty straightforward. It's just B, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, up to F sharp minor, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But with most approaches like this, we've got to make sure we get the groove rock solid, which is a very understated skill for guitarists. Even very accomplished guitarists I work with, their rhythm work still has massive holes in it. So this is a skill that I still work on it today. I'm really right on top of myself with this, and something you should really make sure that right from the beginning of your guitar playing, you want to get your rhythm playing working and smashing along. All right, let's start breaking down what we're going to be doing with our strumming here. So we're going, the first bit, we're doing 2 hits like that. So 1, 2. So we've got a longer note on that first one. So 1, 2. So it's like we're dragging it out, and 2 is quite snappy. So 1, 2. And again, last time, 1, 2. All right, once we've got that moving, we're going to add 2 percussive hits onto our strings where we're simply relaxing the pressure on our chord to cut the notes off. And we've got that. So that goes. So 1. So after we hit that second one, we're putting those 2 hits there after relaxing the chords. So 1, 2. Just like that. And again, so. Alright, so the next part we've got going on from that people, so we've got 1, 2. So we've got 1, 2, hit, 1, So that's 1, 2, 3 in the bass, 4 all the way through. So up, up, bass all the way through, up, up. And you can notice in between those hits, I'm relaxing the pressure. So you can see what's going on there. Now let's put that rhythmic pattern together. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, and last time. Awesome. So once you've got the hang of that one, people, we're going to just take that same strumming pattern and apply that through all of the voicings. So on our D major, we go 1, 2. So 1, 2. Like that. 1, 2. Up to our F sharp. F sharp, so just like that. So if you're new to bar chords, this is going to be a really good exercise in actually helping you get your fingers in and around these chord shapes. But with all of this stuff, take your time and just put it together one component at a time. So if the chords aren't flowing properly, get them flowing. You can focus in on that by just practicing one strum per chord on each of those chord shapes, get them sounding really clean, nice movements. And then what you can do moving on from that is you can just sit in on one chord to help develop your strumming pattern. So 1, and just keep looping that. And then once you feel comfortable doing that, then you can start taking it through the rest of the pattern and get it rocking it out in that intro. All right, moving on to the next section, we're going to be looking at how we're going to get our right hand into place. So this is going to put more stress, more demand on our technique and timing. So 3, 4. So what's actually going on, we're using the same voicings, keep it very, very simple here today, but look at my right hand, I'm going. So I'm just keeping that 16th note rhythm going the whole time. 1-ender, 2-ender, 3-ender, 4-ender, 1-ender, 2-ender, 3-ender, 4-ender. And with that, I'm trying to accent with my left hand by applying the pressure, so 3 and 4. Alright, so let's break this one down really, really slow so you people out there can get a good look at what's going on and start practicing the exercise. So we're going to do it really slow. So B minor, E, F sharp, and just keeping that right hand constant and just pushing in where you want to accent the chords. So with that one there, much like we did in the first exercise, just sit on one chord while you're building up the right hand, building up your timing, and then just because it's very much an underrated skill in itself to be able to just sit in that pocket, hold that subdivision, and get those accents across. Also, a really cool tip for you people out there is actually working with a metronome or a loop or drum beat, anything you can do to have a constant measure of time in which to compare yourself against. And that's the thing, just start off slowly but surely. Like building time is like a balance beam, I think of it. So you're kind of walking along the balance beam, and you know, the better you get, the further you can go before you fall off. But it's just one of those things, you get back on and you just keep at it every day, and eventually you're going to be able to sit in those grooves for longer periods of time and really make awesome music. All right, people, so that brings us to the end of our lesson here today. It's been a lot of fun putting this one together. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, drop them in the comments below. We'll get the conversation rolling, which is one of the awesome things about the internet, being able to communicate and help build these ideas and help you all out there with your practice. However, if you want to get my help personally, the best way and quickest way to do that is to book an online consultation or online 8-week video program. You can do that by following the links below and picking the right product for you. Other than that, people, practice it up, like, share, subscribe if you have not already. We very much appreciate the love everyone's showing us on the channel, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Until then.